Happy New Year, everybody. So, I hope all of you enjoyed a nice holiday, both Christmas and Happy New Year. So, and I hope if you all have made any New Year's resolutions, I hope you all achieve them. So, but let's be real, because most of the time people don't, they forget about them. But regardless, I hope everyone, achieves what their goals for 2023 are. I have some goals that I want to do. One of them is get myself a gaming PC, so hopefully I can make better content for you guys and improve. So that whenever you'll see gameplay footage, you'll be when you see gameplay, it'll be less often to be, look laggy and all that. But anyway, that's a personal goal that I have among some other ones, but those other ones come first though. So we'll see on that one. But anyway, let's get to the news. So I guess the FTC couldn't wait until like a week or two into the new year before starting to talk shit about the Activision acquisition again, because this time they decided to throw shade at Nintendo for some reason, which is very strange, as they created a whole new console market. So that even of itself is ridiculous. But I hate to tell them, the Switch is a console, so deal with it. But whatever, Nintendo's home gaming platform, but I get it's on its way out in a couple of years, but it's still a relevant gaming platform. So let's look at this. I guess from this document that website Tweetdown has kind of reported on it, thankfully. So without further ado, let's get into it. Start with page 6. Of these three console makers, PlayStation and Xbox compete in a high-performance segment that includes only the most technologically advanced and capable consoles.
No shit.
No shit, FTC. No freaking shit. I don't know. Because they're nice-gen consoles. You dense motherfuckers. Anyway, in November 2020, both Microsoft and Sony launched their current generation of consoles, the Series X and the Series S collectively from Microsoft, or Xbox Series X and S, and the PS5 and PS5 Digital Edition, collectively PS5. Xbox Series X and S and PS5 are the only high-performance consoles available today and are considered to be the ninth generation of gaming consoles. In contrast, Nintendo's most recent console, the Switch, is not a ninth generation gaming console. The Nintendo Switch was released in 2017 in the latter half of the 8th generation of gaming consoles, which had begun in approximately 2013. The Nintendo Switch also has lower computational power, more in line with Microsoft's and Sony's 8th generation consoles. You see what I mean? You see kind of what I mean? They're saying that the Switch is a last gen console, even though it came out after the 8th gen already started. So, because of how Nintendo was whole weird with the whole Wii U situation, and that they had to release another system, so it was kind of in the middle, much like how the Wii U was essentially at the end of the 7th generation, and the Switch was, in the middle of the 8th generation of consoles. So they're saying that the Switch isn't a next-gen console. Actually, I vehemently disagree with that, because it would be considered what? The 9th-gen console for Nintendo, so what, would the Switch 2 be considered the 10th? In a weird way, when it comes out in most likely, I say 2024, so next year. That's my personal prediction, and speaking of which, I saw reports going on indicating that's the plan, and that was going to be, it was apparently supposed to come out this year, but it got delayed apparently, from what I've seen, so maybe my theory was to be correct after all originally, but anyway, plans change obviously, but that's not the whole point. Let's get to page 11 of this document that continues this. Page 11. The proposed acquisition is reasonably likely to substantially lessen competition or tend to create a monopoly. Oh my fucking god. What this whole monopoly talk. Anyway. Relevant markets for high-performance consoles, multi-game content libraries, sub-services, and cloud gaming. The proposed acquisition is therefore reasonably likely to hold in harm to both competition and consumers. I'll get to that later. High-performance console are a relevant product market. High-performance console are a relevant market for avoiding the likely competitive effects of the proposed acquisition. 64. The only high-performance console offered for sale today are the most recent generation of Microsoft Xbox and PlayStation. The Series X, NS, and PS5. The third major gaming console available today, the Nintendo Switch, is highly differentiated from the Xbox and PlayStation consoles in significant ways. The Switch, therefore, is not included in the relevant market.
Oh my god! Stop!
My god, FTC, can you stop looking like idiots for once? And, just shut up. And, just shut up about this whole thing. My freaking god. I know they're gonna keep going because that's literally their job, but holy shit. They're just going about it the wrong way. Why the hell are they throwing shade at Nintendo? What do they have to do with this? Because they're in agreement with Microsoft and are okay with it? Considering they're not crying about it like Jim Loose Lips crying Ryan is? Really? Sure, the Switch isn't as capable as the Series X and PS5 or even the Xbox One and PS4 version of multi-plats. Sure, you can make that argument but it's still a home console that is relevant to this day. So you're going to really say that? FTC? Really? How can you be so freaking incompetent at your job? What was the point of throwing shade at Nintendo over it? What do you gain from that? I really don't understand why the FTC is doing this. Is it high performance system? No, absolutely not. There's some games on the Switch that are sub HD, like Xenoblade 2, for example, when that came out. I believe even some Nintendo first party games recently have struggled, because I think Bayonetta 3 struggled to keep the 60 FPS frame rate. I've heard that game is really good, by the way. So, shout out to Platinum Games for making fantastic Bayonetta games. Obviously, Astral Chain was another one, obviously, for the Switch. But besides that, they're not wrong for saying it's not high performance, but why did you have to make your own definition of what relevant gaming platforms are? So you could say that Microsoft acquiring Activision would create a monopoly? What? In terms of performance, in terms of sales and whatnot, Xbox is in freaking last place in terms of sales and market share. So how the flying fuck, or excuse me, pardon my language, but how in the world would that create a monopoly? How? With that dumb logic, Sony would have a monopoly because they have sold the most consoles out of the Series X and PS5, or hell, even the Switch, because that has over 100 million systems, and could it surpass the DS in console and hardware sales? Who the hell knows? Who really knows by the time the Switch 2 or whatever they're going to call it comes out? Who really knows? But how could he sit there and say that one is anti-competitive? What reason is there to think that this acquisition would be anti-competitive when their competition, Sony, has been money-handing games to the nth degree, especially from a AAA publisher side, frickin' Final Fantasy, Street Fighter V, and apparently I saw rumors last year about the next BioShock, possibly. So if that rumor is true, that's another freaking example. And Sony tried money had Starfield, of all things, before Microsoft bought Bethesda. So why the hell are these regulators defending the market leader? What, because they're crying, oh, we can't survive without Call of Duty? Yes, you freaking can, Sony. Come on now. You really cannot tell me that you can't create a competitor to Call of Duty when you got the motherfuckers who made Halo and Bungie. And you're gonna sit there and tell me that Sony can't create a competitor to Call of Duty? Oh my god. It's the more that they open their freaking mouths, the more I lose my freaking mind with how incompetent the FTC is about the whole thing. Just, wow. My god. My freaking god, man. Well, man. Now we're in 2023, so, it seems that as we get closer to the possible, acquisition going through or whatnot by the end of June, but I actually wonder now if it's going to take longer than that now with this whole thing, but who knows? But yeah, but not even the first day into the new year, and FTC is already talking shit about the acquisition. Which I get, they're trying to do their job, but they're just being so incompetent about it. Like, I think it's like they're not even doing their own research, I guess. Speaking of which, another country, before I end this, quick note. Chile, I believe that's how you say it, they approved the acquisition, so that's another one. I believe the ones that have approved so far was Chile, again, Saudi Arabia, Brazil. Was there more than one? I know there was like rumors about Japan approving it, but no, that's not truly the case. Based on what I've seen, it seems they've only just started investigating it. So, but I think that one it'll go through in Japan just fine, considering how Xbox platform isn't that big in Japan. Typically, it's done pretty terrible over there. So I don't think the Japanese government is gonna have any issues with this acquisition going through and whatnot. But it seems like I personally think it could like rely on like the CMA and the UK possibly for this deal to go through or sink. I mean, as far as I know, Xbox executives are actually still confident in this deal going through. Heck, I'm still confident in it after all this drama though. So, but if Microsoft buys any more publishers, it won't be on the scale of this, because I think Activision was like the biggest one, especially because of the whole Call of Duty thing. But wow, good job FTC by proving yourself to be even more incompetent by throwing shade at Nintendo, who currently has the most popular console on the market right now. Bravo, congratulations, you played yourselves. But anyway, that's all I gotta say on this video. I hope everyone enjoys their new year. And I hope all your goals come to fruition. So what do you think of this latest embarrassment by the FTC regarding this whole thing? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, hit that like button and consider hitting that sub button so you do not miss any more videos. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a great one.